Hello and welcome back to Songs of Syx, to the low-income barony / dark fortress. When we last left off, we had just hit 1,000 people, 1,000 plebs in the colony, which brought us up to the status of legati, giving us access to a handful more nobles, a bunch more knowledge, and opportunity to expand. We are having really bad problems in some of our areas. We actually have like terrible health. An outbreak or disease is to be expected. But we have also access to... Well, we've been being raided a lot, which is one of the problems I want to solve here. But we've also got access to 5 more nobles, which means we can get a bunch more government points. But I suppose the reasonable thing to do right now is to get these Droughts of Sylphian back on our squad. They're going to cost us 77k to hire. And I could put some other people in here with them. I'm actually wondering about recruiting. We have 78 humans and 51 pigs. We have enough conscripts to actually start an army. How interesting. I think I am going to start a human spear army. These are spears? No. I think we're going to do that. We're going to do a conscript army out of them. Not enough supplies to send out. Fill up your warehouse of essential army supplies before you do this. Ah, okay. So, yeah, I mean, quite literally, we just don't have the... We don't have the peeps for this right now. So we're just going to send out mercenaries for the moment, but we do want to get some conscripts rolling today. Let's get the Dons up. And I am going to have them come down here and start freeing our territory from these raiders. I think we'll hit Travgood first. Yeah, we massively overpower them, so that should be good. Will the army be defeated by slave bugs again today? We only have 40 slave bugs, which is really criminal because we spent so much time building this up, and now, you know, it's not. And now it is not. But we can at least carve out the iron mine in preparation. This is for sure going to need more room for auxiliaries and storage. So I also want to prep that a little bit and make sure this guy's ready to go. Oh yeah, you're gonna be hungry for space. Holy smokes. All right, let's maybe... I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to put the storage there, if that's the case. We could put another ox there. Another ox there, and then... 94. 95. Almost got it. 98. 100 efficiency. There's 131 workers that can fit in this, which is like excessive amounts. I am going to suspend that job, but hopefully they can at least maybe dig out the mountain. It's all work that needs to be done. The gem mine down here is not set either, so there is lots and lots to do. As those guys go marching down that way, we also need to set up another round of nobles. Now, we don't have any Garamithi nobles, but I don't think we will. I do think another Dondorian and probably another Amoeban would be nice. And I gotta be honest, I don't know who we have named anymore. I wish you could set this to be like, who has a name? Citizens, retirees. Oh, neat. I have one retired human. Deranged humans, recruits, children, and tourists. Definitely not tourists. Definitely not children. I feel like no retirees or deranged people. No slaves. And honestly, I think we're just going to grab a few randoms. Thordolf Trumbert. Congratulations. You are elevated to nobles. Da-da-da-da. Discharging. So he is going to be a noble governor. Let's grab another one of these Amevans. You look noble. You will be a noble. Let's grab Adondo. You don't look noble. You look like you could be noble. You're at least washing up, and you have a child, which is fun. You can become a noble. You're a human. What a fool I am. Now I need to find another Dondo. I think that guy's name was Lucifer? Oh, well, obviously a character named Lucifer is becoming a noble. He looks absolutely insane. Now, this is a lot more nobles. We do also have to decide there are some jobs for these people to have. For example, I probably want a master of libraries. Boost 50 workers in your libraries. Because we have laboratories, we also need knowledge. There are certain things I don't want to worry about. Like, I don't think we're ever going to make paper in this place. I will want a master of jewelry and a master gem mine. But we're definitely not prepped for those. We have Globdians. I guess a great question starts to be like, who do we have 50 jobs of? You know, I have 32 fisheries. I have 40 onx pastures. I have 45 stone miners, but like, I don't feel like we need more stone. I have a lot of carpenters and masons. We have a masons guild. We don't have a carpentry guild. 27 people working food stalls is kind of low-key crazy. Yeah, libraries is definitely worth doing. So let's make you master of libraries. You're a master of masons. I do kind of think a master of furniture is a good idea. Because you always sort of need carpenters. It's really hard not to need carpenters. I guess the question is like, can I change you later? I can. So she's like a master of grain farms, but I think I'd actually be better off making you like a master of bakeries. It's hard to tell because there's only like 10 grain farmers right now because I pulled so many off. I do need even more governors. So I'm going to make you at least a governor. 2 human governors and a Mevan governor. I do want another Dondorian governor, so you're also going to be a governor. As you can imagine, that is a lot of upgrades. And then many of these cities are ready to be upgraded. You can become a bigger town, where I can also start doing things like building a garrison or a barracks. This is my Talapian town, so I do actually want a barracks here. And I only want them to dig up wood, pretty much. Mundo, howdy, howdy, howdy. 0.4 for Talapians, 0.6 for Talapians, so probably a fight pit as well. It's funny that this place doesn't have a hygiene problem. Growth? I might get rid of these stocks. I think I can, yeah, honestly. And then we can give them a lot more room to grow here. They extra like it. I think I'm gonna probably also start exiling things that aren't these guys. Because I kind of want this to be an elf-only city. This is going to cost me 5k. It'll leave me with 52 points. Let's accept that. So this has now become a much bigger city. More importantly, it's also got a guard post and a barracks in it, so I can start recruiting from there. So we can start recruiting elves from there. You are my gem mine, and you are not much of nothing right now. You can definitely become a large village, though. Do you need to become a big village? God. Is that worth doing here? I don't know that I'm going to make this place much bigger than it already is. This building can be constructed. It increases health globally. We are having a health problem right now. So maybe I could just slap a physician in here. I didn't realize these guys use very low workforce. Allows you to gather more tax from all your subjects. Make everyone behave better. Police. Right, would need to be upgraded. Border guards. Enforce your local garrisons throughout the realm. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not a bad town for border guards. 63k. This is starting to cost me, though. And I do need to be paying these mercenaries for a little while, so maybe let's, like, chill a little bit. Elves? Yeah, so basically I want elven conscripts. I just want elven archers. I'm going to need to build a ton more of these noble homes as well, which we are not prepared to do right now, but not liking cats is a deal breaker. Something not right with a person who doesn't like cats. It's facts. Hard facts. Did we make that Master of Carpenters? I don't think we did, right? No, we only made a Master of Libraries. Well, this did allow us to pick up a bunch of extra knowledge. Fancy roads, fancy wells, fancy hearths, fancy benches, basements. Very good upgrade. In fact, pretty much guaranteed we take basements for 30 knowledge. Because we can put those in all the houses now. These all also cost knowledge. Better food stalls, better markets. Restaurants, inns, taverns. I mean, we do make booze. It just gets gobbled up immediately. Falcatas, flanks, and warhammers. I feel like short-range weapon, two-handed weapon, a crude but effective weapon in the hands of a strong hand or claw. Unlocks tools to be equipped for the smithy. Maybe let's hold our innovation. Highways, bricked roads would also be really nice. Science +2. Administrators get better. That's stone wall fortifications. That is actually something we really want. I will spend 10 on that. And then I need to... I think I need to chill. Admin needs to go on to transports and nothing else. And in fact, I think with the admin we got from that level, plus if we fill out our administrators, we might actually have 40. There's a lot happening right now. I heard someone mention Warhammer, the Emperor protects. Your false, rot god emperor. I'll not hear of him praised here. Currently, I have a lot of rations. And I'm also running some warehouse problems. We talked about building a food warehouse right along here. And I think that might still be a good idea. I think that might still be a good idea. I can't quite make it maximum size, but I can go pretty far up. Just leave a little gap there, I suppose. So you could have doorways like here, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you even need middle doorways? I don't know that you do. This will allow us to store a lot of food. This will strictly be a food warehouse. All right, let's cook it. We'll see how it works. If I end up having like more noble houses in here in the skull fort as well, it's good to not have anything that makes like too much noise. Yeah, see, you're deactivated right now, so there might actually be a little bit more room for everything. But we now have basements, right? So it costs 5 furniture and 5 fancy bricks to upgrade a house. The good news is those fancy bricks will start piling in. The bad news is that the not fancy bricks won't. Now, my other question, how much do you guys want for trade? Not very much. So we definitely can get a trade pact with them soon. Sigmar, bless this ravaged body. Old Sigmar be blessing it, that's for sure. Ain't no doubt. That ravaged body getting blessed. I think probably we could fit another noble district here. Our mighty forces are about to engage the enemy host. What are your orders? I will lose 29 men and inflict 45 battle. Let's command this. I feel like the auto tends to get you a lot more killed than just duking it out. Now, that being said, there are a lot of guys in this fight. They have archers. Those look like cavalry archers. Interesting. And those are heavy swordsmen. This is actually a decent raiding party, considering the fact that we are just these ridiculous dwarven mercenaries. They definitely have the ability to flank us and shoot us in the back with arrows. That being said, our guys do have good shields. Hup, 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 hup. Where are you going? Where do they think they're going? Charge! Wow, we flattened those dudes. Oh, and completely surround them? Alright, so this hopefully will be a quick fight. These Dons of Scythian are going to be so well trained by the time we are done with them. So the one problem is, like, our units are not really getting any XP. Oh yeah, flanks compromised, feeling outmatched. They're going to morale break really soon. Ooh. Swarm them. I don't know, maybe I should be in loose formation here. Okay, now we can be in loose formation. And we're going to get ready again here, and we're going to charge all those archers. I feel like let's make sure we got this correct. Charge! Who's this guy? Speed McQueen. Yeah, he's going wide. Killer. Our formation's busted, but we're up against we're just basically up against archers here, so one's already broken. And there's the cavalry. We lost 1. They lost 45. Okay, yeah, that's much better than losing 26 guys. Cookies by Papa Nurgle. Zinch make it look like chocolate chip but tastes like oatmeal. That's facts. Nice, man. A ton of loot here. And also some prisoners. I am gonna release the humans because they come from a city we're about to conquer, I think. No, I guess I should. I really should just capture everybody, right? Let's go, boys. So we'll deal with this other set of raiders, and then we'll start conquering those free cities. No Vaster health is at critical levels. Yeah, but we built a medic here, so I feel like that'll start to work out. If I got rid of that, Garamethes would still be loyal, but I wouldn't have enough to put in hygiene, so I don't know that it's even worth it. Auto here is 24 to 20. Let's command this. Same deal. It's just no reason to lose the guys. Slanesh cakes. Delicious Slanesh cakes. I feel like that's when you go to, you know, a bridal party or a stagette. And the whole party is just... What are these guys? Regional lizards. How are they... away from everybody else? That's curious. I have never seen armies start like not in their zone properly. I was saying, you know, you go to a bachelorette party and they've got like the penis-shaped cake. I feel like that's the Slaanesh cake right there. Now, what do we have? A couple sets of knights. Two-handed swords. It's basically what I ran with my amoebans. I think we used two-handed warhammers when we were amoebans. But same kind of vibe. Charge! Oops, you guys went way past them. Got a little ahead of myself there. Yeah, instead of losing 20 units, I lose 0 units. I like that the auto-resolve is, like, good when you're super overwhelming them. But otherwise, not so good. These guys I am going to release because these are from Tunja, and I'm trying to build up good relationships with Tunja. I don't really want to conquer them right now, so... Now, you're going to go besiege Novhagen. And then Travgud. And we're going to try to take as much of this north side of the river as we can. Sturksod would be good, because that's like a gateway. Onenhind as well. Like, Sturksad is basically a free, safe location. So is actually, if I took the rest room, the Ruwest room, and Winshi would actually give me access to Ducal Heartwind for trade. And more importantly, would also, like, completely protect this. So I'd have some safe... I'd have basically, like, 3 safe locations right here. That could just be built up for economy. Army 1 besieging Novhagen. Oh, yes, that's correct. This immortal guy here who was cut off from the throne is still refusing to starve to death. Something we may never understand. I wonder if maybe I was to do something like refurbish this room. That did it. That actually worked really well. Corpses. Who died out here? In the fields. A human child has succumbed to disease. Interesting. Interesting. I did talk about how once we got over 1,000 health, disease would start being a problem. And I dare say it's going to start being a problem. Always wanted to try this game on a scale of hard to really hard. How hard is it to get into? Draco, hello. Not that hard. I don't know, medium hard? It looks way more complicated than it is. And I would definitely say there are like a couple of good YouTube tutorials that give you a good starting to just say like, hey, if you build this, 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 and this, you can get your base up. The cool thing about the game is kind of like once you stabilize, it doesn't really throw you out of stabilization that badly. Like once you have a town that is sufficient, it will just maintain sufficiency and it will only start getting problems as you like choose to grow it a bit more. So I do find that that's really nice. Like disease and law and like stuff like that, you know, like crime doesn't really start becoming a problem until you get to become a bigger city. But there's a really good guide for Talapian City. Ooh, this is a battle. I didn't expect this to be so big. 123 versus 101. We're going to command this. There is a guide on YouTube for like getting started where they create a Talapian city with archers, and they use those archers to conquer other regions because archers are really good at really early combat. And I find that that's a pretty good guide to follow just for understanding like the basics. Oh yeah, these are just town's guard basically. What's he got? Like one little group broken free here. I can't wait till we get into like having huge squads. I feel like we never got to do that yet. Charge! All right, and then this unfortunately is just sit and wait for them to duke it out for a minute. Our formation is intact. We're feeling surrounded and taking casualties. Are we actually though? Oh, there's like the 2 units behind us. We've killed 8, they've killed 1, so I think we're fine. These 2 guys are running back and then charging into us, and they're making us feel surrounded. We've killed 15 and they have killed 1. Okay, so this is fine. These Dondos just have so much better gear is the thing, right? Like they've got 4 out of everything. They're wearing plate mail spears with shields. And they have 4 out of 4s, so. We are losing a few though. Truthfully, more than I anticipated. 63% experience. Dude, these guys are just grinding themselves up. There that is. As the kids say, whoop. There it is. Charge. Nope. They juked us. Charge. Nope, they juked us again. Yeah, there we go. 6 to 123. The mercenaries, this is what they die and live for. I guess we're going to capture all these guys. And then we're going to go take their city. Da, 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 da. Though I guess we just like free humans is the problem. Yeah, see, that is actually a bit of a problem. Currently, I believe the way our law is set up is that all captives are immediately freed. Let's put them in stocks. Talapis, Cretonians, and Amoebans are immediately enslaved. But the rest of the guys should go into these stockades. Now, there should be slaves in here that we don't have for some reason, and I don't know where they are, but... nice. Another noble zone has been made, which probably means we're good enough that we can activate that as well. How is this going? It needs paper, it needs fabric, it needs a lot of cut stone, but that'll be our embassy. We have free and noble slots. Yes, yes, yes. Interesting. Okay, so we have another set of bandits also all at large. And they may actually look to attack the city. So real talk, we need to talk about our conscripts. I have 6 fully trained archers. I have 0 fully trained spear guard. I would like to create a unit of Dondorians. Who will wield swords? Dondo. I feel like they should wield warhammers if they're gonna be dwarves. Dondo paladins. You know, that feels like the right choice. Piercing damage. Why does a warhammer do piercing? You do piercing and slashing and give 25 offense. You give force and piercing damage. You give formation and piercing damage. And you give charge, offense, and slashing damage. Okay, you're going to be the Dondo Paladins. And I also want to create a unit of Amevans. Which I think are going to use swords. They're also going to use cavalry because it's an homage to our old school guys. Honestly, they should probably use the two-handed swords, even though we don't have any. I'd just like to start getting this trained up. You know, if we got guys in town, I'd like them to have some training. That's the way I feel about it. Spiky beak on the back. Way more cringe in a good way. 6-7 kids are simply benign redemption. I think they're all pretty bad. I think we're all... all tiers of us have always been really bad. We said some pretty stupid stuff as kids. This is going to be archers too. Archers 2. Hold left control for full allocation. Nice. Okay. All right. So I don't know what that's going to do to my training system. We don't really have that many spots to train, so it should be fine. But I just want a little more training happening. Good stuff. Good stuff. My age group, I sing the word everybody. The whole room will respond to rock your body as a call and response. Facts. Oh, we still have to siege the town. I didn't think I would. All right. Well, live and learn. We got lots of money to keep paying these mercs, so... Backstreet Backs. Why do you say so? Hang on. I mean, I think there's all sorts of those call and response for songs. Like, they've existed through every generation. I don't think that cringe is uniquely unique to us. You know? We've all been awful. I'm gonna build some roads for these fellers that are meant to have roads. And I really hope this carpenter can get cooking. TBH, I'm kind of thinking about building another carpenter. We didn't make the Master of Carpentry, which would also maybe just solve the problem. This is saying net 11 carpentry. It's just that we tax wood now, so suddenly I'm like, oh, we have a reason to make carpenters. Where is everybody that's meant to work here? Leisure time. How dare you? How dare you have leisure? Not on my watch. Ooh, also, we now have stone fortifications. 3. Yikes. Okay. Net 32. Net 30 on stone? Okay, they are repairing our mine. I just saw it lose degradation. It's just that the degradation is climbing really fast as well. It's literally just that we're too hungry for furniture. It's hard to keep up with how big the stone mine is. Hilarious. So much maintenance going on. Oh, this is a cool little skull shrine. Somehow become the heavy, you get sick on all the problems. Archers 2, Bo Boogaloo, only in local cinemas. I tell you what, hunt. Do I need this meat? Not super. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but I mostly need that leather. I like that our food supplies are like, they exist, but they're not going crazy. I think it's just we have so few odd jobbers now. Since our stockades are poorly staffed and poorly supplied with food, we're running the risk of incidents occurring. Oh. I have a bunch of human captives. I don't know that this is a good idea. But I don't not know it either. So I tell you what, we're gonna enslave all those humans. I tell you what, we're just gonna go ahead and enslave all those humans. I think the reality is like, because there's nobody works over here, right? Like I actually kind of need like a non-slave town outside slave town. But these humans should move into some of these homes. And then they can start working on these. I feel like the gem mine is more important because the gem mine gives us a tradable resource. You know what I mean? So I think if we just got like 20 more people in here, I'm going to activate it. She's going to gobble up a lot of furniture that we don't necessarily got right now, but everything else should be fine. "27 Garamethi slaves are homeless. 16 humans are homeless. Ah. Yeah, so the moment this is built, right now all the slaves are being pulled into here instead of the Dondorians. Which be the problem. Dondos are actually not super happy right now. What's going on? They don't have a lot of food preference. Their access to a food stall is really low. Unavailable bread, fish, mushrooms, no available services. Ah, yeah, we need that logistics up and running, man. We really need that logistics up and running. Quokkas are? Ooh, they're super cute. No zoos or wildlife facilities in the U.S. that host quokkas due to strict export regulations from Australia. Rarely found in captivity outside of Australia in select few locations. I feel like I only know of them because of, like, probably Planet Earth. I feel like Planet Earth is what teaches us all about animals. Only zoo in Europe with real-life quokkas is in Germany. Oh. Well, there we go. You got a mission. You got something you got to go do. You're great. 63% degradation in the stone mines. Okay, so that is going down. Obviously, it's not going down at the speed I would like. But it is improving. I do think that a wood hauler right here. I hope I built that the right way. I don't think I did. Yeah, it's fine, actually. I guess pull from there primarily. Slaves are acting out a bit lately, and submission seems to be low. Submission's at 55, and it's going up to 65. I think it's they're just unhappy because we suddenly got an influx of new slaves. But noted, I will keep an eye on it. We will eventually start needing some more guards over there on the regular, I think. I'll tell you what else we need to do is we need to get these water canals down along these mushroom farms. Which... I guess is that. Perhaps this. I guess I could just do that, honestly. Might make it a little bit better. Oh, nice. I can just straight up build the canals without even... They'll dig them out and build those right away. Okay. That's good. I don't have access to any metal still at the moment. But I could start buying some. The only problem is it's expensive. But I do have a lot of gems. So I'll start trading with them. Excellent. 226 human slaves. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think we need to do that. That's too many people for us to take in. But I am going to occupy this city right now. And then we're going to build one of you. I can have cotton or grain come in. Honestly, I don't really need the grain. But the grain is definitely what they're doing best. This is another border town, so... we may want some stuff here. Just in defense. Walls garrison, maybe, how do I get that loyalty up? Not easily. I don't know. I guess the other thing is, like, do I bother defend it if I can't get anything? They can still produce other things even if they're not good at it. I guess getting cotton isn't a bad idea, considering we do have a lot of weavery industry. And I do like the fact that we have a weavery industry. This gives 0.4 to humans. This gives 0.4 to humans. This gives 0.4 to humans. There's actually not enough land cleared for all the people we have. That's why that's so low. Well, maybe I should have killed a lot of people here. 43,000 to set this up. Okay. These guys are going to have a short rest in this city, but I can't pay them for very long, so... we end up running problems with that. Enabling an edict has a global effect in your whole kingdom. Oh my god, so I cannot exile, like, just a single species. And it's crazy, because I end up making these places, like, really good for Garamithi, but then they just fill with humans instead. That's curious. I mean, I guess we are human-centric, but... Doc, hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. No, what quokkas are? They are super cute, yeah. Perfect for a day trip. San Diego Zoo might have some? Not? No? Well, sucks to San Diego, I guess. Yeah, see, like, I don't know why the Garamithis are not coming in here. I don't really want Cretonans. Severely diminishes growth and decreases happiness. Like, these are the one guys that we're really not using. They also don't like our religion. I wonder if I persecute them... does it decrease happiness for everybody? Massacre. Exile. Hum, 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 hum. Yeah, there are at least some Garamithi here in the gem mines. But again, it's like the loyalty is really bad because I've made it for them. This place somehow at least has elves, you know? I don't know what to do about that yet. Guess I might as well go change the name of just Sad Diego. Join in the corner of shame. Shame. Okay, so now these carpenters have a hauler that will pull up stuff for them when they need it. Just so they have wood close by. Watching that health drop. Just watching it. Thinking about 100 knowledge. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Healthcare costs 30 knowledge. Physicians cost 20 knowledge. I have some admin right now. I'm gonna try reactivating the admin building. I don't know that it's a good idea, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Nice, that's done. This is almost done. You know, the fact that once we're done building all these noble buildings, we'll also have a lot more furniture coming in, because they're taking a lot to furnish those. And I have a bunch more of them still to build, so. Wow, this place stabilized pretty quick, actually. So if that's the case, we're gonna head to Travgorod. And we're gonna fight a big dirty battle here. A lot of big dirty battles happening. Real history of the word humid is from that guy that humid kind of mid. Humed kind of mid. Everybody's going to the corner today. Today is just a day of shame. Let's just turn a little bit here and then Charjo Belarjo. That dude got flattened. That one guy who like broke formation and went out ahead of everybody else. Poor dude. Yeah, so again, these guys are just 1-1-1. So they're basically wearing the most basic equipment possible. Feeling outmatched. And then our homies are just gods. 66%. What's really going to be a problem is I'm assuming these mercenaries can then be hired and turned against me. But I am also, I think, the only one with a Dondorian population, so... I feel pretty good about that. It's funny when these battles are just like, all right, well, grind it out, boys. 1 kill versus 9 kills. Yeah, they tend to be 10-1. At least against basic town garrisons. And it's nice because we seem to just like keep minorly encircling them. Though immediately our guys sort of go back into formation. I suppose because they're so experienced. That's the other nice thing, right? The experience teaches them stay in formation and they'll do better. When you're in formation, you can actually see there's like a little green bar that keeps going up. Going up and dropping and going up and dropping. Yeah, we lost 5 to 126. That's fine. We're gonna de-hire these guys pretty soon as well. I am gonna actually release these humans because I can't afford to accept anymore. And then we're gonna siege this here town. What? Why am I fighting Shadu Forest? I don't want to fight Shadu Forest. All right. Well, Maybe I will be taking that forest after all. It seems we caught their army, or their army caught out or moved forward to fight us. I mean, obviously this forest would be full of a lot of trees. No, we whiffed that pretty bad. I mean, it's the same deal. Our homies will stay in formation, keep rotating. They've killed 1, we've killed 8. Yeah. 71% experience. It's just so funny because, like, these guys have no... like, the Dons of Stilton have no melee training, and if they did have melee training, they would be... they'd be monsters. Like, they'd just be slaughtering everybody. The good news is because they have such experience, they stay in formation really well. And I guess they get maybe weary less fast. But yeah, you can see that bar on the right filling up constantly to 3.3. And that's basically saying as long as you stay in formation, you get a massive defensive buff. Which is precisely what happens to our guys. Oh yeah, and we have like a morale, pretty good morale buff there on the bottom as well. Yeah, we have like a 5.5 morale. They cap it around 3. If lost 1, they've lost 15, yeah. It's a slaughter. I'd love to just permanently hire these mercs. Like, I'd love to have them not be mercs and instead just like settle in my lands. I'm also like, wow, I'd love to have 100 Dondorians, extra Dondorians, considering they don't make babies. What is the pink thing? Where? Pink thing. $27, we've lost 3. Scroll way out. Oh, that's the throne. So that's if the enemy reach your throne, you lose. That's how combat works. But they basically won't go for the throne as long as troops exist. Loosely. I think it's just that there like has to be a capture point so that they don't get completely confused. Okay, they're about to break. $4 to 128. Again, I'm just going to release these guys. Where do we execute them? Let's execute them. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess they caught us right on the corner of their territory here. Which is really interesting because it does mean, like, if I want to travel between Travgrad and Novhagen, I probably need to get rid of them. I want to enslave those Garamithi, but I don't want to enslave the rest of them. I wish there was a way to decide who I enslave. Devastation, death, chivalry. I mean, I guess I could just like let them free once they enter my city. Or execute them. Yeah, okay. I might as well take this army and immediately attack south, because we did just kill their armies, so. So this place needs some troops. What do they make? Gems, that's it. Oh, they make herbs here as well. I don't have enough denarii to help that problem, though. So let's limit what we build here. We're just going to start with the basic town. Okay, even if I just take this, we'll be good. Like, it's a pretty big expansion. I can wait these guys out. We have enough money to just siege this forest. And this forest for sure has wood. It does not, but it has food. It has opium. Interesting. We are going to start having hospitals soon. And hospitals need two things. They need fabric and opium. We are getting cotton come in from taxes now. So having additional weavers is valuable to us. We, in fact, recently got rid of our master of weaveries. But maybe I'm going to take Dr. Sean off Master of Grain Farms and put him on Master of Weavers. How much would that screw me here? Dreadful news! It begins. On account of poor health and sanitation, an epidemic of swamp lung has been discovered. Let's hope our hospitals are well staffed and curfew can be issued to contain it. Swamp lung, the disease contrary to its name, is not contracted in swamps. While it starts off as a light cough, over days, breathing will get increasingly more difficult due to fluids collecting in the lungs. The sounds an afflicted makes while trying to breathe in their final days is remarkably similar to the one a stuck boot makes when freed from a bog, thus the name. This is a concern. Healthcare. Tourniquets. Increases survival rate by 75%. Medicine. Miraculously, there are health benefits to this. Unlocks physician. Is physician a building or is it a... Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna get both of these because there's no way we don't start having a major health issue soon. Is there anything else I needed knowledge for? Oh, I thought about using knowledge to create advanced libraries. Shoot, that actually would have been a good idea. Because if I do that, I could upgrade my libraries for stone and gems and fabric, which I do have. Yeah, shoot. I'm actually going to do that first. Yeah, it's going to take us a little bit to get that knowledge back. We got to wait for it to, like, wear out. Critical levels of health. You're okay. Don't worry about it. You guys got a physician's guild, which, I mean... Health of the realm gets increased. Sorry, what does a physician's guild actually do? Health of the realm 0.1. Alright. Well, it's all baby steps. Slave suppression is going up quite a bit, which is nice. Their biggest issue is religion. Do they not have enough shrines? Access 51%. Quality 32. Huh. Well, we'll figure that out in due time. These guys are working on the canals. And you're almost done the embassy. I will be very pleased for that to be finished. $30 infected. Yeah, this is gonna start to be a problem pretty soon. Okay, let's take advanced libraries. And then let's just stockpile enough to upgrade those. Uh-oh. Now that's gonna be trickier. That, my son, is going to be a much trickier thing to do. Do I just build another carpenter over here at this point? Feels like it might be a little bit foolish, but... Put the doors there. I guess the answer is really, like, why not? I mean, area is not connected. Area is connected. You get the storage there. You get that there. Are you going to be confused and not let me build this unless there's a workbench? I got to dig out all that mountain to get this done. Which is fine, but it's just like, well, go ahead, hurry up and do it then. And we'll set it to refurbish before it gets too crazy. Mac, hello. How you doing, dude? Welcome on in. I guess we gonna want some door there as well. Dig into that mountain too. And I guess this workbench now, Mario, we could say maximum size? No? Not until they've dug that out. Very well, sir. One more to go. Okay. Now I can say workbench. Now I can say add building. Now I can say workbench. What is there? Add building. Now I can say workbench. Wow, that was so many steps to get that figured out. But if it works, it works. Leads me to believe if I was to dig out that mountain, I could also fix this carpenter and actually add a little more space to it. So I'm going to do this over here too. So sorry, dudes. I got to refurnish you. The prisoners have escaped. I'll be honest, I didn't know we had prisoners in there. I may not have been paying the best attention. It doesn't look like many of them escaped. Oh, I have a lot of slaves now. Yeah, so we automatically enslave these Cretonans. Okay. Aha, okay, right. And we're also... There's a bunch of furniture coming in for this gem mine. It's just really funny because this is set up to only be good for bug people, so everybody else who lives here is going to have a miserable time. Like, submission is down to 36% because of all those Cretonans, which is gonna be a problem soon. It's gonna be a real problem. Good news is that these double carpenters is gonna kick things up a big notch. Big notch. And we've also like added a couple extra slots in here. So that's 1632 plus 18. That's exactly 50 carpenters. So we're also going to start getting a boost from having carpenters, which is amazing news. Assuming they keep them fully staffed. Which they probably won't, but... You there look like you have sieged this city down. No, not yet. Almost, though. One corpse. Child has succumbed to disease. 65 people are infected. Boy, this number sure is climbing quickly. Despite not upgrading any of those knowledge things, I do almost have enough knowledge to build that hospital, though. So, perks. Where that hospital goes is a great question. And I ain't certain what the answer to that is yet. A wrongful death. Killed in a brawl. Oh, that's fun. The slaves are killing each other. You are a human slave. I am going to emancipate you. Just because it feels like the right thing to do. We have lost 191 denarii this year. We have 5.7 left, so if we don't end this war really soon, we're not going to have an army. Ergo, let's actually go to the map. There are 6 people left. We will lose 39 men and inflict 7 casualties. Let's auto that. I'm going to release all these humans, except this. I do not want these humans. I do want those Garamithi. Just gonna occupy it. And then I am going to disband this entire army. The Shadow Force is actually a pretty big town. I need a lot of money to make an opiate farm here. I also need 5 available workforce. Honestly, this is probably a good one to make a small town out of. Except I don't have enough money for that at the moment. So I think I'll do land clearance and maybe hygiene? Maybe a garrison. What is workforce of 1? Anything? These guilds. which I don't have enough money for. So right now it's just stocks and land clearance. Okay, well, I mean, it's a start. A lot of our lands are very unhappy. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you to, like, just let Garamithi move into these towns. That's all I wanted. Because it's a gem town, and I want Garamithi to mine gems, so... But I tell you what, our own gem mine is about to open really soon, so... and if our own gem mine is about to open really soon, that means... jewelry exists here somewhere? I would think under refining. Ah! 20 innovation. Okay, we'll get there. That's not too hard to do. So I recently took the... Nice. There's 50 carpenters. I took the noble off of grain, and now we're actually losing 31 grain. But I don't know, man. I think that's okay. Title unlocked. You've earned the right to style yourself Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. Control 7 regions to gain this ancient and prestigious title. You can select this title to boost your gain, getting 33 extra administration and 3.33 gov points. Nice. Okay. Also, these water supplies are ready to go. A lot of corpses happening. I would like to start our trade with the Northern Kingdoms. Think. Oh, we do have access to Ursapatos as well. Trust, opinion. These guys have... Ursapatos actually have the highest opinion of us. Okay, and the slaves are about to revolt. So let's get ready here. You actually aren't willing to do that. How much is trade with you? This is doable. Let's talk it out. Because I don't actually mind maybe getting rid of some of these Cretonan slaves or human slaves. I definitely don't mind getting rid of some of these gems. A substantial... In fact, I could get rid of all those gems. I have a lot of those. I do have herbs, which are very valuable. Even more valuable than gemstones. I can't really offer you much in the way of money. Okay. I don't want to give you any of my weapons or my Garamithi. Oh, I don't have enough to make that trade work. Okay, so if that's the fact, I just am going to sell gemstones. You'll buy those at 335. You'll buy them at 236. And you'll buy them at 400. Great. Let's do that. They really like gems. Noted. We might be able to start selling a lot of gems to those Amebans. If all goes well. We do not negotiate with rebellious slaves. We burn them all. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me that there is a slave rebellion happening. Is there a slave rebellion happening? Minding his own business. So I'm going to emancipate you. Oh, yeah. Happiness is down to 8%. Because everyone here is like craterism right now. Oh, wait. Yeah, there's a lot of Cretonians who are pro-craterism. You know what would actually maybe be a smart idea is selling off a bunch of those slaves. I am realizing probably they are more trouble than they are worth at the moment. 900 per pig. 500 per pig. 700 per pig. So you'll take pigs. Sorry, you're 600 per pig. You're 700. No. You don't get any of my Garamithi. But I'll sell you all these Cretonans because I really don't want them. And now I might actually have enough money to start a trade deal with you. Almost. Let's give you like the rest of those and those and those and those. You would actually accept this. Oh, you really want those human slaves, eh? Okay. Hmm. 163k. 900k. 127k. You're actually a better job for me. I could take you for much cheaper. Hold on a minute. Hold your horses. Trade you those pigs. Trade you those gems. Trade you some herbs. That would do it. So these are the humans to our south. I feel like they're the ones I would rather be trading with than the Tilapians. So I now have trade partners with usurpators who also own these, which does mean we shouldn't be getting raided from them either. I don't know how Overridge trades. But that's good stuff. They also own like this and this and this. Yeah, so we're kind of like absorbing a lot of their kingdom right now anyway. So becoming better friends with them is a good idea. Okay. Can't rebel if they're all dead. I mean, we might be running into that as a very immediate issue. I notice a lot of my bows are suddenly going missing. Oh! That's where they get all the weapons from. That's where they get all the weapons from. Here's the problem. I don't know where they are mustering to. Somewhere out here. The good news is I just sold off half their rebellion. Okay, they're forming up here. This always low-key kind of sucks. Because they do end up taking a lot of my bows. Oh, and they formed 2 groups this time. Please disperse. "51 joins of slaves have joined the uprising." Charge! Come on, Tarnations. Don't stand behind my troops. The nightmare creatures. The fierce tusks. And the Brotherhood of Urgoth. What the hell, dude? Are they just going straight for the throne room right now? I don't understand. They have killed one of my governors. And are trying to take out my warehouse. Okay. We are attacking them in the pool. Our archers are flaying the rest of their archers. I mean, the good news is this is like good training for my guys. Uprising is crushed. God damn, dude. These slaves just won't have enough. I mean, they got pretty close to that throne. They broke down all the walls. I think it might be time that we consider actually finishing this fortification. Currently, this was just sent to be fences, but if I'm going to have this many slave uprisings, I think this is something I need to actually figure out. I mean, obviously, the other option would just be to, like, start suppressing the slaves better, but I can't say I entirely know how to do that. We're still learning. Will. Like that, Spartacus. It's my own fault. You should have purged the seeds of rebellion long ago. You're not wrong. The problem is that I just keep taking in like so many slaves. What I probably need to do is start actually having the Garamethes breed. Yeah, we lost too many carpenters. Produces Garamethi children. Each child requires 8 days worth of labor and meat. can only be operated by Garamethi themselves. See, if I had them bore their own children into slavery, you know, we'd have a self-reproducing problem. Room is not reachable and will not work properly. It is now, though. This guard post is actually deactivated. Yeah, it's funny because it's like subjects can pass but not enemies, but slaves don't count as enemies, they count as subjects. So once enough of my town guard are trained, I can have them patrol. But there's still like so few actually properly trained. And that is the issue. Is it common knowledge the anthem of the most rebellious groups is I just can't get enough by Depeche Mode? Well, they are always wanting more. Oh, we're only 17 stone blocks off the embassy, plus the repairs. Oh my god, that'll be really good. Right, we also needed canals and culverts up here. Can we re-import now? Right? Because I have a trade agreement with these guys. Oof. But the price of metal from them is really high. You're deactivated and you're deactivated. We don't actually produce enough clothing to be selling any clothing, so I'm just going to turn that one off completely. I think I'm going to turn those animals off as well, because there was only like 22 in stock there, so I think maybe a bunch of them just rotted. Not totally clear. We got pottery, we got booze. Still no fresh furniture coming in. That noble house is done though. This says I'm making 24 furniture a day, so I feel like that's gonna start improving. These guys have mountains of fabric down here. I don't know where our clothing is all going. We're meant to be making 8 a day. We are making positive pottery, and we do actually import metal now, which means we can start building culverts again. I could just run a canal all along that. So that is a culvert. I said that would be a culvert. That would be a culvert. Guess that could be a culvert, and that could be a culvert, and then I could just canal along there. Because canals are quite cheap in comparison. Now, I don't know what effect this is going to have on this water pump that is completely degraded. What's like 100% and has not enough pressure to do anything right now. The degradation that hit the city has gotten really bad. And everything is just like the janitors can cover everything. They just don't have enough furniture for repairs. So it's like that takes an insane amount of furniture, and these both take an insane amount of furniture. Our degradation of the stone mine is down to only 30%, so at least that's almost fully fixed. So it is improving. Oh my god. Okay. And I guess we do have enough money probably to start. Do we have some stuff we can sell off and get this opium farm running? I have a bunch of livestock and herbs, so let's do that. For you, a bunch of livestock and herbs. And some gems. That would let me build an opium farm. Requirements, tech, poppy farm. I thought probably that was the case. Requirements, 30 innovation. Damn it. I am foiled again at this very turn. You're going to require 5 workforce. You can also make vegetables here, which is interesting. Because somebody does eat vegetables and we don't make any. And I probably then want both of these. If this is the case, I think this is a small town. Which I also then wonder about making a shrine to a different god. Because you do get bonuses from, what, craterism? Yeah, a lot of elves want to move in here too, so... Currently, health is really good here. I don't know why. Maybe because population is low. I could probably replace stocks soon, but loyalty is at the moment really, really bad. Cretonans don't like this, but humans do, and elves do, and they're kind of who I'd like in here, I think, the most. I don't know. I guess the Cretonans are good workers. Stands are just kind of good for everybody. Region capacity +3. You could build a physician's guild. Which is not a bad idea. I could also build police here, though. They cost more workforce than that, though. Fairly new to the game and 2 unsuccessful Amoebus games, and now I'm thinking of doing a new run with 2 main species. What are the most compatible ones? Humans and Dondorians are really compatible, as are humans and Cretonans. Kind of humans and anybody. You can see, and I will show you this. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, that got deselected. I forgot that these cost like 20,000, so I probably can't build one of those right away. But I could build this much. Can I also upgrade this? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. If you select a dude and go to the panels, you can actually see who they get along with. Here. So this is like, and it really varies from race to race, because like, just because humans get along with, say, Garamithi doesn't mean Garamithi get along with humans. But basically, humans like everybody except for the elves. Dondorians like humans, and they also like pig people. They basically get along with everyone except for bugs. So, like, if you wanted humans and Dondorians, that's a good combo. They both like each other quite a lot. They get along pretty well. You can focus on, like, one religion if you wanted. They also both eat meat. They both eat mushrooms. So, like, 2 of your food preferences are immediately handled. And they both like the same drinks. They both like the same buildings. They both like the same pools. And I think they mostly both like the same roads. Yeah, highways they both really like. And paved roads they both really liked. So... these are a good combination. The tricky thing with Dondorans is, of course, you generally need to build them in mountains, and they don't breed, so you can only get them through immigration. Cretonans and Dondorans also work pretty well together. Yeah, and they supply, they're really good at farming, so the Dondorians can supplement by basically doing all the smithing and crafting, and the Dondorians can do all the other stuff. Talapis don't really get along with anybody. Amoebans don't get along with anybody at all. Garamethis, they get along with Amoebans and Arganesh, which are rare. So you can technically run... yeah, like Amoebans can handle bug people. So if you wanted to do an Amoeban Garthemi colony, you could also do that. The idea being that basically the bugs live in the hills and the Amoebans live on the coastline. But I would say it's like humans and Dondorians. Or like Cretonians and Dondorians. I'd say that Cretonans and Talapis also work okay. Yeah, this is another combo you could do. Cretonans and Talapis. Because everybody likes living outdoors. I guess. They all like wooden buildings, so you can do this with like a wood colony as well. They like the same kind of pool. They both like ponds. They both like cobblestone roads. Yeah, Cretonans and Talapis. So pigs and elves is also a pretty good combo. The pigs farm, the elves do all the ranching. In terms of employment. The pigs can do some of the crafting. You end up with a very heavy bow-focused army. But, like, you don't really have a good front line. But you can, you know, do things like export booze or export, like, any clothing, you know? Like, you could raise onks and weave them into fabrics and then sell those fabrics off. Now, where is Clothier? Clothier, tailor. Yeah, I mean, the elves are decent at tailoring as well, yeah, right? So they could basically farm the cotton, send it to the pigs, who turn it into cloths, who send it back to the elves to turn into clothing, and you can also, like, sell clothing. That's an option. Rations here are really cheap to do and pretty good to sell. I think this is like a less combat focus with the two of them, but they would certainly work. And back, what did you miss? A little bit of war, a little bit of government, a little bit of setting ourselves up, and a little bit of getting ready for the next episode. Because I feel like that's where we're going to cut this one, with a little explanation of what factions work well together. And we'll have everybody come back and join us as we continue our conquests in the next one. Until then.